everyone, my name is Mori, and I am on the PS4 side of the Dames of Destiny. The Dames are an amazing group of ladies, and if you would like to join the Dames, click the link in the description of this video, and it'll take you to whatever console you need to go to that you play on. This week, we are in the third act of our 10-part series on the Book of Sorrows. Each week for 10 weeks, we're going to be meeting on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on the Dames of Destiny Twitch to work our way through this book. So if you want to catch up on previous acts, take a look at some of the past videos on the Dames of Destiny YouTube page, or look at our highlights on our Twitch page. So make sure you bring your hunters this time and have your Grimoire books open. So let's do a quick recap of last week. Last week we analyzed the personalities and the motives of our three sisters. Zero is the hero. She's brave, she's brash, and she's a little naive. Her motives are very short-sighted, focused on destroying Taux, who killed their father, and regaining their homeland. Sathona is our middle sister. Her passion is consuming knowledge. She is very much a scholar. She became obsessed with her father's warding of Azizaji, which is a wave that is caused by the alignments of the moon because gravity gets a little bit wonky. What was foretold is that this was going to be an apocalyptic wave, so it was going to destroy civilization. She stole her father's worm to gain insight into the secrets that their father was hiding, because he knew when this was going to happen. This worm led them to their trusty ship, the Needle, which brought them to the very bottom depths of the ocean of their planet. Guiding them down is Arash. She's our oldest sister. She's the navigator. She took on the role of leader. And the weight of this position has been a drain on her, and she keeps leaving more and more decisions up to Sathona, who has in turn relied on her worm, who has been maybe giving her good, maybe bad advice. So our series last week ended with the sisters meeting the Great Leviathan. So this week we're going to be covering cards 9 through 14. This will cover approximately 3 years, and as you can see, a lot's going to happen in a short amount of time. So this is a very brief whirlwind tour of what went down. So our sisters meet the Leviathan that tells them about this great danger if they continue on their path. And, being the young adults that they are, they completely ignore him. Arash then meets Yule, one of the 5 worms who have been trapped or growing in the depths of the fundament. These worms, which you hear referenced later within the story missions that during our day talking about the Hive, if you think of these worms, these 5 original worms, they're more like the Titans from Greek mythology. They contained awesome power, but they were trapped below the sea by some unknown force. They're also described as being dragon-like in nature, which harkens back to the Ahamkara, which might leave a little hole in the lore there for us. Arash then takes Yule up on its bargain to enter into a symbiotic relationship. Now, a symbiotic relationship is a mutually beneficial relationship. And in doing so, the sisters become, in a sense, eternal. The sisters return to their homeland, conquer it back with the help of the worms, begin forcing their people into similar symbiotic relationships with the proto-hive and the larvae of these original worms. Then it begins their next focus. Get in the hell out of Dodge before the God Wave comes and destroys them all. So the sisters and the worms begin to conquer all of the fundament, so that home planet, to find ships that will take them off the planet before they are destroyed. As they are doing that, they find what is the origination of the Syzygy, and that's going to be our card tonight. So that was a crazy whirlwind tour, a lot happened. I highly encourage all of you to go through and read these cards again to get the more specific details. So why did I choose the name of this act to be called the Transfiguration? Well, there's a few different things going on here, and we're actually going to start with gender. And this is going to be somewhat of a controversial topic, but I think you guys will really enjoy and learn something here. So, the sisters had some unique occupations before they were exiled from their homeland. So we're going to do a quick thought experiment. Close your eyes. And Twitch, I really mean close your eyes, chat. Shh, relax, calm down. Now I want you to make a mental note of the first image that comes to your mind when you hear the words that I talk about? Soldier, professor, doctor, pirate, scientist. What are the genders that you associated in your mind to these terms? So what mental image did that bring up? Were they mostly male? Most people generally associate these occupations with men. Now that's changing, but science and psychology has shown us most of the time when people hear those words, they associate it with the male gender. So what does this mean for us, for our play, for our sisters? Well, one of our sisters was a warrior. One was a scholar. One was an explorer. All occupations that could generally be associated with the male gender. What made their intake of the worm so interesting is that the language that is used to describe these three sisters switched from princesses to princes, and later they were called kings. So in card 9 they're called princes, by the card 14 they're called kings. Now, referring to a female with the male term is not uncommon in European royalty throughout history. The princes of Europe included female monarchs. So does this mean that they changed their sex when they merged with their worms? Now we have to remember gender and sex are two different things. Sex is the physical parts. Gender is how you identify yourself as being a woman or a man. Now, did their sex change? I'm not so sure. In this transformation, the answer is yes. We do know that Oryx, who comes from one of these sisters, is referred to as a he, and is used as male pronouns throughout the lore of Destiny. So I think we have some future transformations to get through before we get to that point. So we'll leave that as a to be decided. Now, the sisters, when they transformed into their new bodies, they were given new names, and names are extremely important. So Arash, our oldest sister, became Auryx. Now, it's very close to Oryx, but it's with an A-U. And the meaning of this name is called long thought, so very contemplative. Her transformation is considered to be the king form of her previous self. She was referred to as the eldest. She's the heir to her father's throne, so this would make sense. Sathona became Savathun, the mother form, and her worm talks about bringing justice and glory to the galaxy. Xivu, Arath, is the night form of Zero. She leads the fight against Tox, who fled to one of the moons. Now remember, Tox is the evil stepmother that took over the kingdom. She also lays waste to all who help lead in her escape. So Xivu now has come like a virus. She is leading an army of an infection, laying waste to everything it's touched. And now the greatest fear of this virus is realized. It has a way to escape containment. So why did the sisters choose Transfiguration? Why did they choose to enter into this relationship to become something they weren't before? Well, human history has really shown us that in dire circumstances, individuals will do immoral actions if they feel the outcome is good. This is an ends justifies the means argument. The new future that the worms presented to the princes is one of a strange universal existence, where ones who create artificial rules based on the predication that right or just actions can prevent suffering are destroyed, and everyone can be free. This sounds very anarchist to me. These worms want to destroy all civilization in the hopes that everyone can be free. So what chaos are these worms creating? And what are their motivations that they need hosts to be able to accomplish? We're going to talk about that a little bit more in future sessions, but for now we need to identify our true enemy. The one that created this god wave coming to destroy our beautiful sisters and their world. So let's move on to our card. Our card tonight is part 14, entitled 52 and 1. Good news! The 52 moons of the Fundament host a star-faring civilization far more sophisticated than anything you've encountered so far. Tok's ship fled to one of the large ice moons, where a species of bony six-armed celiopods keep their icy capital. Savathun's named them the Ammonite. They seem eager to grant Tok's asylum. Idiots. We tried appealing to their hopes and dreams. This was largely unsuccessful, basically because they're already happy and indoctrinated. This angered us, so we devised a plan. Our organs detect a 53rd moon in the orbit of the Fundament, a traveler, divine presence of the sky. Now we know what arranged the Syzygy. You'll have to kill them off and take their stuff. Once the Ammonite are out of the way, we can deal with the traveler. Do not hesitate. You're fighting the hypocritical puppets of a cosmic parasite. Avenge your ancestors. What in the world is the traveler doing there? Do you think that the traveler foresaw the rise of the hive and attempted to prevent it? That's kind of what I'm thinking here. Now, why would there be a wave that would destroy all the planets? It could be, bad luck. It could be, a very small prediction that happens. But I think the traveler created a self-fulfilling prophecy. The traveler went there because it might have foreseen this situation occurring. But in going there and attempting to destroy a civilization, which seems very untraveler-like, it created the seeds of its own destruction. So what do you think is the motivation of our worms? What are they doing? Why do they care? And how did they just find out about the traveler now? Was it something they knew about before? Not quite sure. These are all questions that we will answer eventually. So next week is going to be very sad. It's a very Greek tragedy-esque here going on. We're going to witness the end of sisterhood and begin to understand the powers that the hive command today. So friends, I will see you all next week at 6:30 p.m. Central Time on the Dames of Destiny Twitch. Make sure you leave your thoughts and ideas in the comment section below this video. And I hope everyone has happy reading, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!